As I'm ready. Are you entertained? I'm entertained. Pay me my money. I've got me one of Nigeria's best writers. If you don't like it, shut up. I really, really, really like this man. He is an amazing writer. The reason why I say this is because I get bored easily. Now, if you cannot capture my mind in the first 2 pages or 3, that's the end. Don't write. I don't like anything that is stressful. When I say stressful, don't stress me. Don't be intense. You know, when you meet someone, you go on a date, you meet a guy, you start to have a very fluid conversation with him, everything's sweet, you guys laugh at so many things. He's cool, it's easy to relate to or with. But then you go on another date, you meet a guy, just tense up, he has won all the whole coat in the world, he has bought in his own destiny. Then you go just carve beard, you go carve head, everything is even. You're like, hey God, can I cough? Such intenseness, for lack of a better word. I don't like things like that. When you open book, you can already tell that, yeah, no offense, how certain people will say they're feminists, but they're not feminists. I have a problem with the fact that you say you're a feminist, but then you want him to pay the bills. Nah, man. Nah. It has to be 100%. Okay? Be independent, be straightforwardly independent. If you want you to be independent, don't ask him to open door for you. Why is he opening the door for you? Don't you have hand? Stop it. Things like that. But he's not like that. He's writing though. It's not like that, and he is easy. It's easy to just enjoy his books. He has a new book called Guardians of the Seal. Sorry, and it's an interesting book. The first, what do you call it again? The one he sent me is what?
Draft manuscript.
Here. So he said, I was honored. Why did you send it to me?
We had a conversation and I thought you should read it. That was it.
Really?
Yeah.
Eh.
It wasn't.
God, thank you.
And I like the feedback you gave me. So, I said I rewrote this book and I
changed
about 70% of it. Not
70%. I feel like if I read it, I'll be angry.
You won't be actually. You would enjoy this one more. One of the things that, one of the feedback I had was it was good, but wasn't yet great.
Yeah.
So you gave me that feedback too.
Yeah.
So someone, Abigail, she's a writer too. Okay. She then gave me the feedback, and I just got it. What happened was, when you write, you want to give people different. There's more than one character in the book.
Yeah.
I want to develop each of the characters so that if the person doesn't like one,
they can easily fall in love with another character. I feel some characters disappeared in the first one. Yes.
So, and it might not even be that they like or don't like. Just draw out an intense emotion around one character. It might be hate, but let people be able to feel. And that was what was missing in the first one. So I did some work around it to give their characters some story, some backstory.
Yes, there was some characters didn't have backstory. Just popped up. I was like, oh, okay, Tunde Leye, so I'm a lawyer fan. Let's do
this. So those were the improvements I had to do, and yeah, it turned out.
How long have you been writing today?
I've been writing. I wrote the first thing that you would call a book in 2007. That was Service Year. So 2006. That was Service Year. But I have not published that. So
really?
First,
why? You're not sure.
I'm not sure about that.
What's the title of the book?
What's the title again now?
You just used it and dumped it. That's not fair.
It was not there yet. It was practice. The first thing I published was in 2011.
Right, which one?
That's the Rat Race, the children's book. And then started blogging 2012, published the second book 2012, and then blogged from 2012 to 2014, did the novellas in 2014 and 2015, and then book 2016. So I've been active every year since that time. I try.
Have you offended people with your books?
Yes. This one, for example,
I knew it! I knew that Christians,
someone sent me an email and said, this is blasphemous.
Hey, what was blasphemous about
it? One person said, it offended my Catholic mind.
Catholic, alright. Not Christian. Okay. Okay.
Catholics are Christians now.
No. See, let me explain what I meant by that statement. See, I believe in God first before I belong to a church.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I'm not there to worship the building. I'm there to worship God. Wherever I choose to kneel, I'm kneeling for God. Do you understand? So most of the time, we kind of cloud our heads with the doctrines, with the system, as opposed to the purpose. Why are you there? So that person said it right there. It's a doctrine. Probably the rules and regulations that apply to have religion, as opposed to being a Christian. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd gotten that. I'd gotten a feminist that said you put feminism on one extreme that it has never gotten to.
What does that mean?
Okay, somewhere in the book, one of the characters got involved with some feminist movement, and the express goal of that movement was to eliminate men from the world.
Oh yes, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So the lady was like, why was I portraying feminism in that manner? But she didn't read it to the end, and she didn't see the balance that came out. So I've gotten.
Oh, she did not read it to the end.
No, she didn't read it to the end. She was
Wow.
angry enough not to read it to the end.
She was angry.
Yeah.
Okay, I like what the book has done.
Yeah.
Because it has created all kinds of emotions.
Yeah, but I've also gotten people that liked it.
No, I know
most
people
like it.
I'm thinking,
But
I want to talk about people who don't like it.
Yeah, but I've gotten those kinds of. Then I've also
Criticism.
gotten the criticism where, like the one I said earlier, where they said you broke all the writing rules in this book. You know, somebody, a friend of mine. She's a friend of mine, and she meant it in a good way.
No, of course I know.
But she said that the thinking she came away from the book with was, I didn't write it for writers, I wrote it for readers. And I said, you see, that your thinking is the correct one. That your thinking is the correct one. So it's gotten those kinds of reviews
And that is interesting. That means your book is actually effective. I like it. See, that means you're doing something right. When someone reads a book, see, when like 70% of people, or the people who read your book, like it, you're doing something right. Because the other 30 who are dogged in their ways, who refuse to change, who do not think outside the box, no offense, I'm not insulting anyone, who have a strict way of living, will have a problem with this book. All your write-ups, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And I would like someone to educate me. Let's just say I'm an idiot, I'm ignorant as to how writing goes, or what writing should be. Yes, there are certain rules that apply. I think it's just the correct spelling of words. That's probably rule number 1.
but I've seen brilliant writing that broke. One of the brilliant books that came out of Nigeria. Even the title is
badly constructed sentence.
Yes, it's called the Palm Wine Drink Card. So you say drink card. There's
I
no
think
word
it was
like
intentional.
Drink. It was intentional. Well, the man wasn't as educated as you would want him to be. He was a
but
mechanic
he wrote
and all
a
that.
book.
But he wrote a really nice book, broken English, but it was a really nice book.
Oh
so you
my
see,
god.
writing is yes. There's some you want to write good
Certain rules that
grammar.
apply, yeah.
You want so when you have your editor work on it, you want to be concise enough. So you're not some people are not skipping your paragraphs. So you're trying to say, and the woman sat down. You're not saying, and the woman
elevated and then gravitated towards the seat and then decided to place her bottom
just
on the piece of wood.
You know, that's also not too good. But again, people break these rules. If you, I was reading a good example I wanted to give. One of the things they tell you when you go to writing seminars and things like that is don't write cliches. Don't use cliches in your writing.
Like,
I'm trying to think of one cliche now.
he approached me with his gentle breath.
Stuff like that. Don't use it. But I read The Concubine by Omaliicha. Beautiful writing. The man is a storyteller, and in that book he used a couple of cliches. Would you carry the wag, and a couple of things around.
You can't use it. I guess it when, how
he
and
used
when.
them so beautifully.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Okay.
So there are rules, but you can.
Then they are, you know. And my question is, the people who make these rules, weren't they human?
Exactly.
In their time.
Imagine if
And
all
time has
people-
changed, isn't it?
Imagine if everybody still wrote like Shakespeare. I mean, that type of writing was the rule at that time. But people have broken
How
it.
art thou? That's thee will take away my presence. Look, I usually I would end the interview here, but I'm sorry I can't. I have to have you longer, at least for another 15 minutes. So we're going to do the fifth caller together. We have to see how my phone just came out now. God. I have to Tunde Leye. She be in the room quite often. My mother will be so proud. Yes, so we have to go on a break. We have the news update coming up in a few seconds, actually. After that, I still have Tunde Leye in the house. He's an author. If you don't know what an author is, it's okay. You can Google it. It's your friend. Google is your friend. You can just find out some of the books he's written or some of the things he's written, novellas and so on and so forth. Short stories, Barbarisi, one of my favorites actually. You can look for him on social media. His handle is @Tunde Leye on Twitter. Are you on Instagram?
No, I am not on Instagram.
I'm not surprised.
Why?
Racist. Oh, you bourgeoisies. You can also be a part of the show. Okay, let me give you the numbers now. After the news, you can call us on 012771937 or 012772937 to be part of the fifth caller segment, okay? On that note, I have to go in a few seconds. I'll be back. News update comes up in a few seconds. The reason why I like this book is easy to read. It's very easy. There's some books you pick up, you're like, Jesus Christ. Number of pages, my God, you're like, no man. But he writes, he makes it a lot easy. Before we went, I asked him a question about people who criticize him, and he says he's gotten a lot of criticism for this particular book. Someone said she felt offended. What part of the book actually offended her? What part of it actually? The fact that heaven opened.
Well, all of the liberties I took with places from the Bible, that's one. Then there was a particular person that was offended because I made Adam and Eve make love. It was a very brief.
But they did.
They did. Obviously, they did.
See what I got from this book when I read it? I was like, this is a very subtle way of actually teaching people about Christianity.
Yeah.
It's a real way. Like, as opposed to die. This is the real way. It's a very subtle but nice way of saying, look, you can actually be a Christian and be cool as well. So hey, this is interesting. Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
You're a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, good. And how is the wifey though? Let's go to wifey.
All parts.
Hey, first let's give this call.
You need to,
hello.
okay.
Let's talk to this person. Hi, how are you? Good evening. Good evening, sir. You're caller number 2. Please call me back. I need to be caller number 5. Say that again.
I said I want to drop just one sentence.
For Tunde Leye.
Yes, what you are asking me, okay.
Okay, go ahead. You have a question, Abby?
Okay, no, not about the book. You see, we Nigerians, we are so religious but ungodly.
I say we're religious and ungodly. But ungodly.
So religious but ungodly.
Yeah.
Yes, the question you're asking me about what we go to this book. I've never read that book. The question you're asking, do you know that millions of Nigerians with informing the state government or the state despite?
Okay. For some reason I can barely hear you. I'm so sorry. I'll really appreciate it if you can call me back. Anyway, that's caller number 2. Once again, the numbers to call are 012771937 or 012772937. Praying the phone lines just stay the way they are. So Tunde, yes. So the wifey. Do you get people jumping on you saying, "Oh my God, I'm a fan," especially when you guys are out together?
It happens quite often.
Are you serious?
Quite often. I remember when I resumed my new office, when I moved from the bank. Funny enough, there were a couple of people there that used to read my blog, and they used to. So when I just came into the office that day, hey, hi, I'm the new guy.
The new guy, traitor.
And you need to have said like that. Of course, not that I used to, but then it was really cool. So yeah, I get that.
How do you feel like the first time someone actually came to you for when you just start writing and you're like, okay, I'm just doing it because I love it, but you don't really think that people will fall in love with it and then fall in love with you. So the first time someone came up to you and said, I read the things you write, I like it. Maybe not like that, but
It felt good. I'm not going to lie.
well, you were massaging your shoulder. Were you with your girl then?
Nah,
You were still single.
single.
Look at your life. Have you taken advantage of any of the situations?
On my honor.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Why?
So I have a philosophy, and it's not. I can give you an example.
Why?
When I was 7,
Mm-hmm.
I lectured in a polytechnic,
Oh, okay.
and it
Where?
was Yobe, Damaturu, and it was my policy not to have
What do
anything
they
to
mean?
do with students, because I feel that if I'm in that position where you feel, see, if we're going to do anything, it should be mutual, like, no.
Yeah, not
oh,
that I'm a teacher and then
so,
you
yeah,
that
so
is just weird though.
it's weird. So
Ah,
it's
you
the
were
same-
in Polytechnic, young teacher. Ah.
you know what I did? I gave it. So my name is Babatuni. My full name is Babatuni.
Baba, eh.
So at the polytechnic, I told them my name is Babs. So once I just get a call, hello. The person says hello, Babs. I just know it's from there. So I just change it up.
Okay, so you now become very strict.
Exactly. So
But you see this, your face not they really help you.
What's wrong
You
with
be
my
like
face? Are you serious?
I told you earlier when I asked you now. So you be like small picking like if we go out together now and ask me, is that your younger brother? Yes. Not
Interesting.
knowing that it's my daddy, it's my younger.
I should have worn Barbariga. So
Did she ever think of when you met her and you know and you guys had a conversation, blah blah blah? Does she read, by the way? Does she read a lot?
she doesn't read a
She's
lot, but
like
she used to read my exactly. So one of the things, she didn't used to read a lot, but she liked my stuff and she used to read my stuff. And in fact, she used to share it on her BlackBerry, all of that type of stuff. So yeah, so it was like when they put our wedding thing on Bella Niger, the way they put it was from fan to friend to lover to like something like that.
Oh, look at you, feeling very cool. You know, because writers usually are not very. Some of them, especially in Nigeria, it's only Chimamanda and really blow. You know, it's everywhere. That's quite popular. Did she ever think that you would be extremely big, literally?
I think she did.
Did she expect it?
Because I was popular, at least reasonably popular already by the time we met. So it wasn't such a strange. In fact, it was, like I said, it was from reading the blog, you know, that she was already
Falling in love. Okay, you now fell in love with her. What's the person that you loved about her?
She was
She's a fine girl, seeing her shape. Don't be lying to you.
she's
Set.
like my set.
Alright, so for those of you who don't know, you can find his book in different stores in Lagos. You can find it at Latena Ventures, Okwawo Street, Victoria Island, Pataba Books, ShopRite Sule, The Hub Media, Lekki Palms, Terra Culture, TMU Savage, Victoria Island, Glendora, Ikeja City Mall, Jazz Hall, Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Unilag Bookstore, how good you. Anytime I'm looking for something, I just go there. I know, right? Unilag Bookstore, University of Lagos, Akoka, Florence and Lambert, Palm Grove, Lagos, Trem Bookshop, Trem.
Yeah.
Trem headquarters, Bagada.
Yeah.
Have they read the book? I'm just saying. If you're in Ibadan, you can see it at the Booksellers Magazine Road, Ibadan. The Options Bookstore or your road. Several places. You can also go to his site, his website, to see where you can buy his book. And can we buy it online?
Yes, you can. If you're in Nigeria, you can buy it on Jumia or Konga, and
Oh,
they deliver
really?
it to you. Yeah. You can also
How much is it online?
online. It's 2K minus the delivery cost. So
Oh, hard copy.
hard copy you can.
Okay.
And then you can also buy soft copy ebook on Okada Books.
How much is it there?
On Okada Books is 1.4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will
And
spend it on your book.
yes. And then if you are not in Nigeria or if you have a Kindle, you can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it for Kindle ebooks, or you can buy on Amazon hard
In
copy.
dollars is how much?
In dollars. Please,
Yeah, see,
please
look on
buy
his
it in
face.
dollars. Buy it in dollars. It's $10 for hard copy on Amazon, and I think it's $4 on Kindle
For soft copy.
soft copy.
You know how Nigerians
Buy it in
think?
dollars.
I was just like, I think I just go and buy it because it's $4. You see, it's $4. As opposed to 1,400. I have issues. Serious issues. Once again, his Twitter handle is at Tunde Leye on Twitter. Follow him and see what he's about. He tweets all kinds of craziness. You should also go to his site to go read some of his crazy stories.
Tails, please. WordPress.com.
So from here on, what's going on with you? Are you going to? Is there going to be an adaptation of some of your books?
Yeah. So a couple of things that we're working on. I was mentioning off air that I tried to do a short film 2 years ago, and then one person has come to me that they want to do one of my books, Broken Mirrors, for film. They have the rights. When they are ready, they'll do it.
Broken Mirrors,
Then
that was a good one, by the way.
we're planning to do Barbaris's Court as a web series. Planning to do that. So that's what plans we have for film. I also my next book. I have two options really. The sequel to Guardians of the Seals. Yeah.
What will happen? Did they happen? Why are you doing this to somebody now? So what will happen? Did they
If you read the book,
did they have a child?
Oh
my God, my mind is going crazy. So wait, sequel. So are they gonna have children? They're gonna have children.
No, they don't have children.
Children will have to cover the world. That guy did not die. The Satan did not die.
One Satan did not die. So that one Satan that did not die.
I knew it. I was like, where did he go? That will not come back to come and take over the world.
Yeah, so there's a
But
sequel.
the girl is already in heaven now. How will this happen?
So it will happen. In the sequel, it will happen.
I don't like you.
You don't
Oh, now I'll start thinking about this book.
So that's one option. One of the options of what I have to do next year. There's also another book that is more targeted at early teens, late pre-teens, early teens. It's around a boarding school.
Lady Koi.
Yeah, Lady Koi and all of those things. So those are the two options of things. I'll decide on which of the directions I'll take.
Usually when you write, you have a message in the book.
My books are usually layered, so you have multiple
Messages
in the book, and one of the things different people will get to different depths. It's like when I read Animal Farm the first time, it was just a nice story. But as you grow older, you see all the
realize,
things. And that's exactly what I try to do for my books. And
are you going to write about present things like the use of social media, the craziness and the nonsense that you see there, and the good things that you see there as well?
Social media brought me a
the
woman.
decline in values.
When people say things like the decline in values, I remember when I was reading somewhere about when video came first time, and people say this is going to destroy the value system of the world. I don't know if that but this is look at where we are. We're on radio, TV. People said the same thing.
I don't think social media does that. I think
every new media thing is a tool. It will amplify some voices.
It's true,
it depends on the voices you're listening to. So I don't have an issue with when people say, why are you on social media?
Well, social media is going to be a wonderful platform. Is that not where you met your wife? Look at you.
Yes.
Do you understand? So it's a nice platform. My thing is, it's not even the social, it's the people on social media. Some of the people who put nonsense there.
Exactly, and it's everywhere. It's on every platform. You would have some people that will use it. The Rwandan genocide in Rwanda was largely driven by radio.
Yeah.
And hey, people have also done a lot of good with radio.
Of course.
So it's
a platform, so you have crazy people in the,
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. I have a question for you, totally away from what we're talking about. So I'm sure you're very conversant with what happens in the world. You've heard about this Mami Waters,
Which ones?
the Kardashians and Amber Rose.
Yoles.
So she had a walk recently, the Slut Walk.
Slut Walk.
What the heck?
And the one that on social that caused a meltdown on Nigerian Twitter today. Oh, you've not been on Twitter today? LD.
Oh, LD tweeted something about
stuff, and then everybody went in. Well,
on him.
For reasons. Okay.
On him.
Yes, on him.
What did he say? Did he say he was in support of it?
No, it wasn't in support of it, but he used some words. I'm not sure I want to use on radio.
But derogatory words, like, did you call her prostitute is not a derogatory word, it's an English word.
It's an English
word.
Oh,
Whoa, it's a tool for farming.
And repeatedly, and then people dragged up his tweets from when Banky W brought her in, when he was going in, I want to see her cake. And people are like, hey, you wanted to see her cake? And
Jesus.
So,
hey, red velvet. Oh wow, he said that?
Yeah.
Wasn't he married then?
I think he was. Well, he was saying, it looked like he was just
joking.
Exactly, boys joke.
But how do you say that? A grown up.
On social media.
That is not Papa Mado. Hey, there's hashtag things you shouldn't say after marriage. Things you shouldn't say once you hit 30. Don't say it. Don't say it. Whatever. Don't follow the trend. Don't say it. It's a trap. Oh wow.
So, yeah, and people went.
And you know Twitter. Twitter never forgets.
The picture. I was like,
LD, is this you?
Yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
So, what do you think about this whole madness? Oh my god.
Which of them now?
The slot walk. What does that mean?
People find you know Americans they don't chop belly food.
I said yeah, because they deliver milk to them now. They have milk.
Exactly, they don't chop belly
It's
food. So all those
$1.
things. But having said that, there are some of the issues she is. I do not agree with her method,
Okay, yeah.
but I agree with the fact that there are some of the issues that she raised around, and people brought it up today that there's a lot of inequality around how people react to things when it's a woman and when it's a man.
Oh my dear, I've gotten it several times.
I am not a woman, so I don't know it first. And one of the things about it is because if you're not in that gender, you won't know.
No,
you
won't understand it. Let me explain. There are things that happen when you're a woman. People react to you differently. One. There are things that happen, like when you're married, it's a totally different scenario. It is disgusting. Let me explain how disgusting it is. I was single yesterday. I got married yesterday night. Today I'm married. Change of character towards me. And I was in shock when I wore this ornament.
Really ornament.
My beautiful rings. When I was given this, it's a representation of how he feels.
Yeah.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you, Anita. Of course, I'm happy. I'm like, oh yeah, my best friend. Woo! See, that's me and him. You see, that's what we see. But you see, when other people see it,
It's totally
Tunde,
different in your
kind.
Are you not married, Anita? Why are you doing like this?
Forget that one, Seth. It's the difference. It's the difference in
What difference is? Give me an example.
the way you speak to me. Is different. It's the way you address me is now different. But why didn't you address me before based on what I have achieved? Why didn't you talk to me based on the fact that I'm actually a civilized human being? I'm civil. I mean, I'm a woman who's trying to do the best that I can, trying to be decent in my own little way. But no, you only address me with respect because I have a man who's amazing, by the way. Who's beside me, who says to me, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. It's amazing. I know you know what you should do one day? To write, to feel it. I will give you wig and wrapper. And then we will now go out together. And you will see it.
That'll be true.
Just a Suba will be used. I'm giving it
People
stick.
will try to enter one of these restaurants. Why here they don't allow?
You know what you should do? You should dress like a woman and drive and be the driver.
And just see how people
will react to you. When we now go to Lagos Island, you will see the difference. Madam will become your first name. Once you see Tarapa, or someone they say ring. Madam, good morning. Who is your madam? Am I your mom? Abi auntie? Who's auntie? They say auntie, good morning. I'm not your auntie. Rhythm 93.7 people, I'm having a blast today. You should come back.
Sure.
Yes, you should. Thank you so much, Tunde. Thank you very much. He's going to be at Terra Culture once he lives here. So if you want to see him, you should go down there. He's also there for book reading, I think.
Yes. Otuke. Okay. Omniabus. I'm not quite certain my pronunciation. Contexted in Nigeria around the oil in the Niger Delta and all of that, but it is proper thriller. I read it.
It's interesting
It's
thriller.
interesting thriller. Yes.
In Nigeria.
Yes.
I'm
Well
going to
researched.
read the book. I'll go get it. Thank you so much, Tunde Leye. You can look for him on social media at 937 with FM as well. The phone lines have gone on holiday. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what's going on with the phone lines today. They just go on holiday every weekend. Okay, so it is still Rhythm 3.7 people. This is Sundays with Omaliicha. Music comes up in a few seconds. The Kingslayer. Here we go.